And I can't believe I'm doing this because I haven't put a cigarette in my mouth in years, okay?
Let's go. Because like I grew up upstate, so it's like we always drank them in the woods.
There's no way this is just another white kid.
Like I remember I was out one night and like the first thing they asked me, it's like, "What's your Instagram?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know your name."
It made me think of the times that I thought I was being cool.
That's actually really funny, man. Thank you for opening my eyes to that.
Let's talk about those positive vices. You know what I mean?
And there's like sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do.
I think that's also where you get that tough skin to be able to go to a place like LA, you know?
I just don't care what people think. I'm just like, if I want to do something, I want to do it.
Welcome to Unshut, a place where if at any point you feel like you need to shut the up, don't. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. How's it going, Dylan?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You look cozy in your hoodie.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm in New York right now, so it's snowing. So we got to stay warm out here. You in LA?
I am not. I'm in Austin right now.
Where's that?
Austin, Texas?
Oh, Austin, Texas. Oh, that's dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Originally from
Oh,
LA. I
awesome.
used to live out in Pasadena.
Oh, nice.
And now are you back in the East Coast until the new year, or how long are you there for?
I'm here until January 2nd. So I'm just here for the holidays. I usually come here like once a year and see the family, you know. It's a good little restart, refresh, and then back to LA.
Dude, it's perfect. Any roasting videos with your niece Hazel, I think? Damn it, Hazel was the video I saw.
Oh yeah, I just told her I just had an idea and she's so outgoing, you know. So I was like, Hazel, just say my music sucks in a video and she did it perfectly. So yeah, it was fun.
Hi guys, you can't listen to Dylan's music because it sucks.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Dylan. I have a new song coming out and it's pre-save link is in my bio. Don't listen to her because she doesn't know what she's talking about. But yeah, it's pretty good, not gonna lie. Hazel, god damn it.
Dude, so funny. Any more content with her coming up?
Maybe in the future. She's not my niece actually. She's my first cousin. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna see her again. I think she's going to Seattle to see her other side of the family.
Now that you're going back to visit in New York, you're establishing yourself out in LA. Where's your social battery at whenever you go back home? Are you out catching up with people or are you just staying cozied up?
During the day, probably, because like a lot of my friends out here, they work regular 9 to 5 jobs, so they're always doing stuff and they're hanging out with family during the holidays. But I just met up with a couple of my friends last weekend. I got a lot of friends like a town over, so I go hang out with them on weekends. But during the week, it's kind of just me hanging out, doing content, doing some music, you know, and just kind of chilling, hanging with my sister when I can, the family. That's really about it. Social battery really never dies. It's always up for me. It
Dude,
really is.
exactly. It kind of has to, especially in what you're doing, right?
Oh, 100%. You always got to be ready to like just talk to anyone. You never know who you're going to run into and just got to show the energy and just kind of just like show them who you are, you know? Don't be a little Debbie Downer, you know?
Dude,
Attitude's everything,
100%. Hell yeah.
you know? Yeah.
In a previous interview, you talked about moving around a lot. Was that also in New York?
Yeah, so I did move around like 8 times when I was younger. Just like, but like, thank God, like I know people who like had to move around and like they had to like move schools. That's tough. I didn't have to move schools. I stayed in the same location. But when my parents got divorced, definitely I had to live with my grandma for a little bit. My dad stayed in the same house for a while. Then moved up the street, but then in like 3 years, we were in like three different houses. Just moving around, just kind of like my mom's got to figure it out with my new stepdad and everything. So we were moving a little bit, but honestly, looking back on it, it was like definitely like I worked on my adaptability pretty well. Like as like a young kid, I was like I had to learn how to adapt in new situations, and I got to skip school. So like that was dope. Every time we had to move, I was like, all right, well, I get to skip school. I'm like, cool.
Dude, I'm actually dying that you said that because I always make jokes about how, like, one of the perks of having a single parent was that she was too fucking busy trying to survive that the last thing on her mind was what we were actually up to and how we were going to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's the best.
Dude, that is so fucking funny. When it comes to that adaptability that you're talking about, do you feel like you understood that in that moment as it was happening? Or did it take you some time to kind of grasp the idea that, man, all of this is a little bit chaotic, but it's going to be worth it in the long run, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, when I was younger, I feel like when you're a kid, you're just kind of floating around, you know? And it's like you don't really know, you're just going with emotions. 20, 21, 22, I started to realize I was like, oh shit, like my roommate Coop, he moved around too, and we talked about it. And it was just like you always have to kind of adapt and just like it's a little chaotic. There's no structure, you know? It just like it constantly changes. So I definitely realized it when I was older, for sure. But I realized it helped me in the long run, you know? And it's like I'm very sociable and I can adapt to people in different situations, you know? And just like I had a lot of friend groups, so it's like that I think think maybe moving around helped me with that too as well. Is just like adapting to different people, whatever environment you're in. There's times when you could talk and be out there, but there's times when cool back and just like chill.
Dude, exactly.
Mo, you here?
Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on, but
It might be
you've,
my Wi-Fi because I'm in my basement and I think the Wi-Fi sucks here.
are you?
Yeah, because my mom's cleaning upstairs. My room is just kind of like a storage closet sometimes. All right, hopefully it goes smooth.
Alrighty, it's that adaptability we were just talking about. We got to make it work.
Exactly. We tell my mom all the time. We're like, well, the Wi-Fi sucks here, mom. No wonder we can't live here.
No, you're totally good, dude. Take me back to those earlier days. We were just talking about, your childhood, moving around. What did Dylan think he was going to be doing right now back then?
Oh, not this. I feel like everyone has like what they want to be when they grow up, and it's like I feel like I never had that. Like I just didn't know. I think I was like wise enough as like a young kid to like know that like that's just too broad of a question. I'm like 8 years old. I'm like I don't know. So it's like I kind of just go with the flow, and I didn't even know what I was gonna be when I grew up. I didn't know what I wanted to do in college.
When did it catch you by surprise? Like, I know you've openly talked about how quickly it all happened. You discovered that you actually had a voice. That was the beginning of it. And then all of a sudden, you're like, all right, I think I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to move to LA. Take me to that moment. How did you know? Like, what happened? Like, what was that realization for you?
It was a crazy realization. It all happened so fast. Honestly, I've always wanted to do music, and I just never could sing or could rap. So I was like, I tried it a couple times with my stepbrother because he's big into music, and it just never worked out for like a couple years. And then over COVID, I just kept writing. I was just like so bored with my life. So I was like, I'm just gonna write like a shitload of songs. Then I kind of like gave up on it. And then my friend Kevin Hatch, which he goes by Kevin Adler, he's an artist. He invited me over just to like sing, and he invited me over like 3 separate times, and I denied him every time. I was like, no, dude. And then finally, he was like, dude, just come over. And I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm coming over. And then I just started singing. I was like, yo, can I belt? Like, can I just scream? He was like, yeah. And I just started screaming. He's like, dude, you sound pretty good. And then every weekend, whenever we got a chance, we just started making music constantly. And then I met up with one producer out there, and he really liked my stuff, and he saw something in me. So I lived with him for like a week just to like see how LA was, and I liked it, and I realized that I needed to move out there. And like 2 months later, I just got up and left basically.
I feel like that speaks so much volumes, and just for anyone to take a note on what it's like to just take a blind leap of faith. I talk about this on the show a lot and how that's so important to do so, because I think when you try to map it out and try to get it crisp and right, it doesn't always pan out that way. And I think that your approach speaks volumes. You were just like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And you literally uprooted your entire life. And I think that that speaks a lot of volumes. Something you've talked about is when you moved to LA, you talked about how it was a little bit difficult to make friends. For those who would assume it would be easy for someone like you, why do you think it was so hard?
I think I experienced this in college too. I remember it's like I was a pretty popular kid in high school, so it's like I had the same friends since I was like in third grade. So it's like you don't even know how to make friends like when you get to like you're growing up a little bit. So in college it was definitely hard for me to make friends. I was like, yo, it was like I remember like calling my mom being like, what do I say to people? How do I start a conversation? Like I just didn't know how. Like I had crazy social anxiety. And it took me a while to get out of that. I met some really cool people there, but then even moving to LA, it kind of happened again. It was like a restart. Right now I'm in a way better place than I was, but like before it was just a lot of social anxiety. You just like get in conversations and you're like, what do I say? Like we have music in common if I hang out with music people. But other than that, it's like I don't know where to go from that to like actual make real connections. Yeah, I've gotten better at it. I just have to get comfortable within myself. Like I know adjusting to a new environment kind of takes a little bit of time, especially with making friends. So I had to just really just kind of breathe, find myself a little bit more, and then just kind of go with the flow and just let it fly. It's nothing serious.
Dude, totally. Have you watched the series I Love LA by any chance?
My mom's been telling me to watch it, and I haven't, but she's been telling me.
Dude, let me give you a quick little rundown real quick. It is so LA. And for a lot of people that have this idea on like connections are strong or it's easy to just like uproot your life into LA, this show really captures how difficult it is and wishy-washy it can be. I'm biased. I love LA. It's where I'm from. But something I like about you right off the bat is I was watching a previous interview of you, and there's just a level of security with your sexuality, with what you're doing, with your image, with just you in general. Where do you think that comes from? Like, did you have male role models in your life that showed you what it was like to be secure in who they were as men, if that makes any sense?
I think I just kind of found it on my own. And like my mom always taught me, be kind, love everyone, and just know you're right from wrong. And that it's simple logic, and I just kind of use that off of my thinking queue. And like I have a best friend Emig, he's really cool and like cool with his sexuality. We make jokes all the time. He's a great guy, but it's just like I think as I just grew older, I just wanted to just be kind and be open minded and just like let other people live their lives and be nice. It's simple as that. And I've always had this energy since I was younger. They couldn't keep me in my seat in school, so it's the energy really helps too as well. Just being open minded, treating everyone the same, and just giving them some energy. Let them know that they feel like wanted in that conversation that we're having.
Well, and at the end of the day, you basically get what you give. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Are we back?
I think we're back.
Hell yes. I even
Okay.
rearranged my shit too, just in case.
Okay, cool. I think we're better. Yeah, because you're not lagging anymore at all.
Amazing. So, literally, as
Hell
soon as
yeah.
we got off the call, I started to get signals on my screen that said no connection, no connection. So, my Wi-Fi started to go out too.
Really?
Yes. So, it looks like it was both of us.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, and if it's both of us, I know my Wi-Fi's bad. So if it's both of us, we're screwed. We're
No,
totally
for
screwed.
sure. Dude, well, thank you
I
so
go,
much for going out of your way to go and do this again.
oh, for sure, man. You were asking such good questions. So I was like, I'm in a talkative mood too. So, just like, let's just go to my dad's house. And he said it was okay. So it's perfectly fine.
Dude, so awesome. 30 minutes away from where you were. First of all, how were the roads? Because I know it's fucking snowing out there.
Yeah, it's not snowing anymore, but it was pretty bad in the morning. Like I had to get a haircut at like 9 and the roads were pretty shitty, not gonna lie. So a Honda's not doing well in the snow, but the roads are fine now. Perfect.
Dude, hell yeah. Well, I know we were just talking about adaptability before we got cut off, and I
Yeah.
want to talk about that a little bit more real quick. So, just to give you context, this was something that really stood out to me in an interview that I watched from you because I moved around a lot as a kid out in LA, and I always talk about how that really did make me such a versatile person and connecting with so many different walks of life. Can you relate to
Yeah,
that?
100%, man. I feel like just like I guess it's just like there's no really a lot of structure and it's just like adapting to different environments. And I feel like I remember my grandpa telling me too, he's like adaptability, especially like during COVID, everyone had to adapt. You got to adapt to staying inside, all these new life, whatever life throws at you. I think definitely growing up, moving around a lot, it definitely taught me to how to adapt to different life circumstances because life's gonna throw shit at you every day. So it's just like kind of roll with the punches and just kind of keep moving forward in a way.
Dude, exactly. You just mentioned your grandpa. Right before we got cut off, you also talked about your mom and how she had really instilled these values in you about just being good to other people, right? What you give is what you get. Would you say that that has been part of the foundation that has made you go out to a place like LA and be secure in who you are?
Oh, 100%. My dad too, as I was thinking about it on the ride here. It was like my dad definitely instilled that to me. I have both very open-minded parents. Very open-minded. They both just preach kindness and just treating others how you want to be treated. That has definitely like helped me go to LA for sure. It's just like I'm pretty secure in who I am. So I'd say like just being myself once I got a little bit comfortable and like, cause like it's just such a culture change from New York to LA, huge. So it's like even like with the people, just trying to like navigate through them and just like learn from people. Some people are like fake, like you never know if like they're just trying to use you. Like I remember I was out one night and like the first thing they asked me, it's like, what's your Instagram? I'm like, dude, I don't even know your name. I have no clue who you are. So it's like that throws me off immediately. Like this dude's gonna use me for something, and I got in my head a little bit. But I think like definitely like what my parents instilled in me definitely like helped me trying to make new friends made it way easier. And it was just like it was okay to be me. And a lot of people out here have like told me that because they're trying to put on like different personas for different people. But like I gravitate towards the right people. The other people gravitate towards me just because like they're like I'm really myself. And it's a rare thing I heard in LA, but I think it helped me navigated my way to finding the real people that I wanted to find.
Dude, I love to hear that so much. Would you say that very early on in your move to LA, you learned how fake LA could be?
100%, like right off the bat, definitely just like it was just like the first question was just like that Instagram question. It's like, what's your Instagram? And it's like I feel like they want to see how many followers you have and everything. And I just thought that was so dumb. I was like, dude, let's just get to know each other as people and see if we vibe. That's really about it. And I've met like a core group of people that I really like to hang out with, and they're honestly one of them is in the music industry, but the others are not. And it's like definitely the music industry is trying to. It's a very cool group of people, I would say, but like a lot of them in there are just trying to use you for what, and just try to get around you. But yeah, it's definitely a little fake-ish place for real. And I'm starting to enjoy it more than New York because people are nicer. New York sometimes is just like too real. They're like, get the fuck out of the way. I'm like, all right, whatever. you know?
Are you guys by any chance Italian? What's your background?
I'm Italian, yeah, Sicilian. So that's like 80%, and I think German is like the other 20%. I need to take one of those like what are one of those tests that you find out everything? I forget
Like an
what it is. What's it
ancestry
called?
test or something?
Yeah, I want to take something like that because I know there's like little hidden shit in there that I don't know, but I want to figure it out.
Dude, you're gonna have to do it and see what else is wrapped inside all of this like mix of life that you have. The reason I was like, I know he can't just be white, but I think that it's part of that explosive charm that you have. And then of course, New York. I mean, there's a bunch of Italians in New York, but
Oh
I had
yeah.
to ask about that because I was curious. I'm like, there's no way this is just another white kid out there.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I live really close to Jersey, so I hung out with a lot of Jersey kids because I wrestled in high school, and that's where I wrestled at. Jersey Italians are a different type of breed, and especially Long Island Italians, different type of breed over there.
I think that's also where you get that tough skin to be able to go to a place like LA?
Oh, 100%, definitely, and like I just my friends, and just like even wrestling, it's just like you grow to have tough skin. You hang around with those dudes for 8 years of your life, you're gonna gain some tough skin for sure.
Totally. What is something that wrestling has in common with music in regards to the discipline that comes with it?
Every single aspect, it's just like every single aspect to life too. It's just about like sometimes you're not going to want to do music, sometimes you're not going to want to do content. I love doing music, but sometimes content gets annoying, and it's like sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do, stay consistent, stay disciplined. It's like I think wrestling taught me mental toughness. Like moving to LA has definitely been the most mentally tough thing I've ever done in my life, and I've gotten the shit kicked out of me in wrestling for multiple years trying to get better, and this has definitely been the toughest by far. And if I haven't wrestled, I probably wouldn't have survived. No way.
Would you say that it's something a little bit different when it comes to how serious you were taken as an athlete? I mean, you obviously have the body for it, right? So people automatically put you in the same category as fitness, as an
Mhm.
athlete, versus with music. Has that been difficult for you to cross those two worlds?
Oh, 100%. I was definitely taken more serious as an athlete for sure. Like I just grew up playing every sport besides football because I was always too small. But wrestling definitely was taken serious because I was like not to like boost my bubble or something like that, but it's just like I was pretty good in wrestling. I was a captain for my wrestling team in high school, and I went to college, kind of partied a little bit too much, but I was taken more serious for wrestling and fitness just because like it's been my whole life, and that's what everyone around me knew me for, and even the people around me probably like they're like, what is this kid doing music? I'd like a select like two people who were like, go for it. Probably the rest were like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Like doing music. But I just don't care what people think. I'm just like, if I want to do something, I want to do it. And I'm gonna do it.
Is that the same approach that you take when it comes to social media and some of the comments that you get?
Oh, 100%. Even in the beginning when I started fitness, like I remember I was like talking to this girl back in my hometown, and she was like, "Yeah, like a bunch of people were just saying, like, what is this kid doing? Like, kind of making fun of you." And I didn't know. And even if I did, like, I just wouldn't care. I just kept going. I just knew eventually, like, my goal for social media and fitness was to blow up as quickly as possible and then find another passion and switch. And I didn't know what that passion was going to be. I had no clue. But that was my whole plan. And so far, it's going in that plan for sure.
I feel like as long as you have that little spark of a reminder of what you think it's going to be, you're going to be on the right track. I think that you had this idea, but you didn't know exactly what the idea was going to be, but you still went with your gut. And I think that speaks a lot of volumes?
100%. And you just got to keep the vision alive. It's going to be tough, but you just got to keep that vision alive, go with your gut, and just honestly just put all the noise aside and just keep moving forward.
Totally. I've got to ask, was it the demographic of having a lot of gay viewers? Did that start off with fitness or did that come with the music portion of it?
Oh, fitness for sure. Fitness for sure. I wasn't my intention at all. Like I definitely was like leaning towards like the more like workout space, area. But I started posting like these videos, like these little clips of me just flexing, and they just started popping off like 2 million views, 1.5, and I just kept copying the video over and over, changing the text, and just posted it like until it just didn't work, and I just gained a shitload of followers at once. Like within 6 months, I was at 100K.
What's so funny to me about that is that you do realize that it's specifically in the music industry, and I would even say like the fashion industry and really anything creative, no one gets far without a gay fandom. And I've talked about this on the show
True.
before.
That's true. Like Chappell Roan, she's one of them. Like Benson Boone's got a huge gay following. Sabrina Carpenter, and yeah, like some of them are definitely there for like fitness only and like my looks. But I know I'm gradually getting towards the gay following who really enjoys my music, and I think it's all about the music that's gonna come out in the future. Like I have a lot of acoustic stuff coming out, a lot of slower stuff, trying to me project my voice, and I think that's gonna cater to them a little bit more. I think the rock element, there's just a small group of people within that element. So I think what I'm doing with this acoustic stuff is gonna broaden it and be like, wait, oh, this kid can actually sing. And yeah, but I want to keep. I remember like saying, I was like, I'm gonna keep this gay community strong, like 100%. And I even tried to start a new TikTok account to like get away, like maybe like start something new. I couldn't. They just came right back. I was like, all right, we're locked in here.
Dude, gays make pop stars, okay? So I feel like
They
you're on the
do.
right track.
They do. So yeah, we're just gonna keep moving forward with it. I have faith.
Dude, 100%. Talk to me about this new stuff that's happening in 2026. You're talking more acoustic songs. First of all, I want to say that I think that's genius because I think that when it comes to the live performance aspect of what it is that you're doing, that's going to make you such a strong and versatile artist. So I'm really excited for you. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we had this EP planned and it was gonna come out in January and it was a pop punk rock type of thing. And then I just like was getting bored of it because I've written like 200 plus rock songs, like pop punk rock songs, and like recorded like 65 of them. And I was just getting sick of it. And I made this song Heaven randomly. And I was just like, you know what? I want to do something different, do something fun. And I sent it to my manager and she played it for Eyelashes Lady and she started crying. Like she just like loved and was moved by it. And at that point, it like clicked to my manager that we need to switch this whole EP up. And I've done acoustic songs in the past that are actually pretty good. So I already had the songs made. So now we have 5 new songs, scratching all the ones from before and then putting out 5 new ones. So this is going to be a completely different EP, all acoustic. We're going to add some guitar elements in there and some drums, but it's definitely on the slower and sadder side. It's definitely more emotional for sure, instead of like headbanging, you know? And I feel like music heals me, and like the rock, I'm just kind of sick of it. It's kind of like it's not really healing me anymore, you know. I got through that, I'm done with that, and I feel like this is like the next journey to be like an artist, you know. And I'm glad I made all those songs, even a lot of those are never going to be seen in the light of day probably, but you have to like make 200 songs to get 5 really good ones, and this is going to be the start of something for sure, and I'm really excited about it, really excited.
When you hear that someone like an eyelash lady was so moved by hearing your music, obviously that's validating. Talk to me about that feeling because that's actually, to me, I feel like it's such a good reminder that sometimes when you do switch things up, things just kind of work out their little kinks on their own. And I'll also tell you this real quick. I find it so fascinating that you're going down this route because I feel like there's also this softness to this edgy, tatted up, ripped up dude. And people like that counteractive part of an artist. So I'm really excited for you. But what was that feeling like?
Man, yeah, it was different because like I like why I started music is because of a dude named XXX, and he moved so many people before he passed away, and like that's kind of why I wanted to start music. Like he changed my life, and I really just want to change other people's lives. Just try to find them a way to connect with my music, like be an outlet for them, you know? And I think this type of music with this acoustic stuff is gonna do that. So it was very moving. It was definitely awesome. Like it was weird to describe, but it's like I can't even describe it in the words, but it's awesome because that's exactly what I want to do.
So amazing. Is there a song that's out now that you would like to turn into an acoustic version?
Oh, that's a good question. It would probably have to be Under My Skin.
Such a good one.
Every time now, you get under my skin. Never gonna let you in again, but I can't let you in. Never gonna be my enemy, my friend. Lost along the way, I don't know when. I guess you threw your caution to the wind.
Under My Skin for sure, or this LA Sucks one that comes out. Like this is gonna be like the most rockish song I've done, which is funny because then we're switching it completely. It's just gonna go acoustic. So it's kind of funny, but I think if that one, like some of the lyrics change, that one can be a really cool acoustic one too. But Under My Skin definitely could be an acoustic, 100%.
It's funny, but it's also kind of ironic because I feel like that LA song that you've been previewing on social media, it's a little bit anthemic in a way. So I feel like in a way, it's almost like this final chapter of like almost you
Right?
kind of coming to a conclusion of like, hey, the LA chapter, it's not coming to a close, but this is literally me moving. And now what's going to come is what I am establishing myself as an artist. So in a way, the irony is, dude, is that the universe is almost kind of working its kinks out for you. That's how I view it.
100%. I didn't even like think about it like that because this is gonna be like the heaviest song that I've dropped so far. So I didn't even think about it like that. Like it is coming to a close, and like I think think that's gonna be like the end of my rock. And like I still want to get those rock elements in there with like a guitar, like Somber, like he's alternative rock, you know? So it's like he has some elements in there, but I don't really want to go that rock wave. So it's kind of funny you say that because that is exactly true. That is 100% true. Now that I see the irony and the way the universe is moving me in my career, that is exactly what is happening. Yeah.
Dude, and just for the record, we say this on the show all the time. We didn't prep for this interview, so I didn't know that, you know?
Yeah. That's actually really funny, man. Thank you for opening my eyes to that. Yeah, that is so true.
Run away while it's clear. The streets are filled with pain. The past is second lane. You'll realize everyone's the same. I need someone to keep me company.
No, for sure. Speaking of anthemic and closing chapters, that comes with some celebratory energy. And we
Hmm.
can't talk about celebration without talking about your love for beer, because this was something that had me
Yeah.
laughing. So I want to talk about this real quick. In regards to you loving beer so much, Michelob Ultra, they call you up and they want to do a collaboration with you. I'm going to ask you some questions to do like a campaign for a Dylan Earl and Michelob Ultra type of collaboration. Are you ready?
Yeah. This is exciting. Yeah, I'm so ready for this.
All right, the first question, is it going to be a light or dark beer?
Light.
Perfect. Is it going to be glass bottle or cans?
Cans.
Dude, I'm so glad you went with cans. What would be the colors and the design that you would want to see on this can?
Oh, it have to be white, purple, and pink.
Dude, hell yeah. Would your
Yeah.
face be on the can or just on the cover of it?
Oh, I think there would be like an exclusive one, you know? I feel like it would go like my face would be on it or my body would be on it of me singing it or like just on the box. I think would be cool. On the
Yes,
box.
box is exactly what
I'm
I meant,
going with
not
the
cover.
box.
Yes, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going with the box for sure.
Do you remember how like back in the day Pepsi used to do these like commercials with like Britney Spears and she would do like a song for Pepsi?
Yeah.
Okay, so what would your song for this beer commercial be?
Like it would have to be like I might do some like pop country shit, you know? Cause just like I feel like that just fits the vibe of like a Michelob Ultra, you know? I feel like cause like I grew up upstate, so it's like we always drank them in the woods.
Dude, hell
So
yeah.
so I think that's the vibe. I would have to come out with like a pop country song, but make it definitely more pop, but just like a sliver of country in there for sure.
Okay, so hear me out. There's the commercial, right? Your original
Mhm.
music for Michelob Ultra. You're in the woods, some fire going. Dude, hell yes.
I'll just invite all my friends. They would love it. Yeah, we'd be like, dude, guys, we're doing this. We do this like every weekend. I'm like, just do shoot a commercial for real quick.
Dude, exactly. Now that we're talking about commercials and stuff, I feel like you're a very commercial artist, in my opinion. What would be some of the collabs that you would want to get out of this music journey that you're on?
Yeah, I think music is kind of just the start of it. It's definitely my passion and where it's at, but I would love to do commercials. I would love to live stream, you know?
Yes.
I would love to live stream like me making music and video games has been a huge part of my life since I was younger. I would play video games 9 hours a day. I had to quit it in college because I had to focus on college and now music. So I haven't played in a minute, but I could definitely pick it up in the next 2 months, you know, if I just got on the sticks today. But definitely live streaming. I definitely want to incorporate live streaming of how I make music, talking to my followers and my fans, and maybe play some video games or just chatting, you know? I think live streaming is where I want to go. But movies, cool. That'd be awesome. Commercials. I find acting really hard for me because I know myself so much. It's hard for me to tap into a different character, if that makes sense. It's just like I don't think I'll be good at it, but I'm down to try it.
Listen, you won't know until you find out. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, you know, I'm not scared of it. So I'll definitely run in there and just give it my all, you know?
Hell yeah. I want to backtrack real quick. What did you go to school for, if you don't mind me asking?
I switched my major like 4 times. I was a business major, then exercise science, and then therapeutic recreation, and then I ended up with physical education. So gym teacher.
And when you wrapped up college, right? Obviously, music came after that. Is there any part of you that regrets going into college now?
No, because at first it was yes. It was like right when I blew up on social media, I was like, I could have been doing this since I was 18. And you never know the path that could have been on. But I think now, knowing how like expensive LA is and just the grind with music, having like a financial stable job is really important for like stress. And I think I need to have a financial stable job to like lower my stress and help me really focus on music. So I think I don't regret it at all. It's always good to have plans in my mind. You know, it's always good to have little boundaries, even though I don't, set in stone in this, and this is what I'm gonna do. But it's always good to just have something, you know. It's a level of security that lowers stress.
Totally. And I will tell you this, just sharing some words of wisdom with you real quick. I always tell people this, it's always the artist who had that I could have done it back then, but it didn't come to me as soon as I would have hoped for, that eventually catch their biggest breaks. Because back then, you probably wouldn't have been able to take on the industry and all of these things that come with it as well as you could now in your 20s. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing.
100%. Yeah, everything happens for a reason, and I think I'm on the right path, and I think I've done everything to get to where I am, you know? It's like I maybe if I like quit school and I started music too early, I would have really gave up on it, you know? I didn't really try that hard and I was just having fun with it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of but then I just kind of went back to it. So, yeah, it's everything happens for a reason. I'm glad I'm on this path that I'm going on.
Well, and like you said, going to school, the discipline with being as an athlete, that can also be very beneficial when it comes to partnerships and collaborations and getting brand deals and things of that nature. So I think it's a positive thing for sure.
100%. Yeah, having like teammates and everything, like those are my friends, and just working with them and just like kind of like hanging out on the weekends, drinking with each other, and then going grinding in the room, you know, you kind of like establish a good bond. And that's like the same with like going to a studio and you establish a bond with someone else, you know? So it definitely taught me a lot.
Exactly. Well, speaking of your friends and partying, we already talked about beer, but you knew we couldn't talk about beer without talking about cigarettes, okay?
Oh yeah, that's something I gotta stop. Yeah,
I was actually just going
100%.
to ask you about that. When's the last time you had a smoke?
About an hour ago.
Okay, not too bad. So maybe we'll save that goal of stopping for first quarter of next year, you know?
Yeah, nicotine has always been a vice for me since I was 14. Since I remember this kid Cam put a vape in my hand and it was game over. He was on my wrestling team. And yeah, it's always been a vice for me for sure. It's something that I gotta definitely stop, you know, because at the end of the day, this shit is gonna kill you, no matter what. Some people just keep doing it and they live till 90. I know for me that if I keep doing it, something's gonna happen. And I'm young, so it's like I got some time, but I just know this has to stop for sure. But I do smoke cigarettes occasionally and like pack like a Zen, you know?
I'm actually really happy you brought up the vape because this is something that really made me laugh. In a previous interview, you talked about how holding a vape, that's some bitch shit, okay? And
Wait, which interview was this?
I don't even remember. I think it was called like Smooches or something.
Oh, Smoochie Town. Yeah, with
Smoochie
Marco.
Town. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the one. And so you said that, and I literally paused the whole thing and laughed for like 10 minutes because I started to think of all the times that, so I'm not a smoker at all, but like back when I was
No.
younger, I would go to parties and I would like light up a cigarette just to kind of fit in, basically. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It made me think of the times that I thought I was being cool doing a party trick with a cigarette. And so something I wanted to do with you real quick is I'm going to show you my party trick with a cigarette. And I want you to tell me, is this more like a bitch or is vaping? I just want to know which one's
All
worse,
right.
vaping or my party trick. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And I can't believe I'm doing this because I haven't put a cigarette in my mouth in years, okay?
Let's go. This is so funny.
So leave it up to you to get me to get a cigarette in my hands,
I'll
okay?
probably know the trick too.
It's not going to be circles. I'm telling you, it's probably going to be so lame, okay?
Got you.
My party trick when I was younger that I thought it was cool, I would take the cigarette and go,
Oh, I've done that. Yeah. That's a riot. Yeah, we
so
used to
now
do
you
that.
tell me what's the verdict? What's worse, a vape or inhaling a cigarette through the nose?
Vape for sure. That one's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. That's just funny. Yeah. You ever heard
Perfect.
of those you ever heard of those like sniffers, like those like you know what people use to like get pumped up before like a big set or something for gym,
No.
for like a gym set or like a workout set. It's like we used to get these sniffers we used to buy online. They were like pretty illegal, and we used to just like for parties to get amped to just like we would just pass around this little can, and it would just wake you the fuck up, and me and my friends would just all pass this around, just getting hype for the night. Yeah, it's so bad for you, but like that's something like speaking of like taking shit through your nose, like we used to do that all the time. It was great, so fun.
Dude, I can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry.
Now you're good. That's great. That was a riot.
It literally made me stop my entire morning. And I was like, you know what? I wonder what's going to be more of like, that's some bitch shit it. Is it going to be my party trick or holding a vape? So thank you so much for
Def-
validating.
Definitely holding a vape. I don't even recall saying that. That's so funny.
Dude, it was so hilarious. I didn't even keep watching, to be honest. I just kind of stopped for the morning, but that was so funny. But I want to talk about this. So you just said the word like riot, right? How do
Hmm.
you riot before a concert, before a live show, or even before you go into the recording studio? Let's talk about those positive vices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty calm before I go in there, you know? It's just like my friend Johnny always says riot. So he like hanging out with him when I was younger, I'm just like, dude, that's a riot. Like that's funny. That's like the way, that's how I use that term. But before a studio session, it's like it depends on the vibe, you know? It depends on the vibe. If I'm gonna be out there, you know, I'm always gonna like kind of like lock in and like take it seriously, but like it depends if I'm just gonna like be cracking jokes with people or just be sitting down writing on my phone. It's like I never know. But before a performance, I'm drinking a lot of water, a lot of water. I love water and just kind of staying calm and just like pacing back and forth and maybe like watching the other acts before me. You know, it's very calm pre-ritual, I would say.
I loved the video you made about how no one tells you how hard it is to go from this to this. You know what video I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's fun to stay at the bar.
So you're calmed down after these performances or just anything in general. What does that routine look like?
Oh, dude, it's like sometimes it's like really depressing and like sometimes it's like really relieving. It's like all the emotions that were like stuck in your body, this anxiety, this stress, everything is just released in 30 minutes. And you feel like a real sense of calmness. And just like I don't really feel peace a lot and calmness a lot. My head goes crazy sometimes, especially on this journey. But I feel like a real sense of peace and calmness. And then like depression kind of comes after because that's just like a real high. So when there's highs, it comes lows, like 100%. It's like an EKG. It's like life, you know? When you flatline, that's when you die, you know? And it's like life is never like this. Life is always going to be like this. So those real highs get real low sometimes. But I think that's just part of it. And I think that's just something like I just have to like just mentally work on, you know, and just maybe find something to do afterwards, you know, and just like kind of keep my mind off of just like sitting at home and then watching TV, you know?
Dude, it makes me so happy to hear you say that because I talk about this not very often, and we should talk about this more often, but people don't talk about the depressive state. When you go on this creative high, whether you execute it or whether you're in the process, the come down of it is the craziest crash ever. And I experience it myself, even with collaborations on the show where like I'll get off this call and my social battery goes from laughing, having a cigarette to holy fucking, it's so still and quiet. And then your
Yeah.
mind starts to wander. How do you get yourself out of that funk?
I just breathe, you know, 4 breaths in, hold it for four, and then 4 breaths out. You know, I try to stay off social media. I should maybe will write a song or something like that, but usually it's just breathing and meditation. I think I don't really do meditation a lot anymore. I really should, but I think it's just breathing. It's just like kind of reminding yourself that it's okay. Like this is part of the process, you know, and it's gonna get better. I think that's just like with life, you know, positive reassurance and just breathing.
You mentioned your mind goes wild. You go through these chaotic spurs in your head. And then now we're talking about this come down. Would you say that those two things are impacting the music that's getting set to come out in 2026?
100% for sure. I think a lot of the stuff I went through in the past, it's definitely like all my music is like, cause like I just started music 2 years ago. So it's everything from when I was like 4 years old to 23. I had a lot of shit to sing about, you know? So I definitely feel like the craziness in my head comes from like the stress of like being like, all right, I gotta go to work and then I gotta come home and make content. I gotta do this. I gotta record music. That's where like the hard work comes in, you know? I think like the depression, I don't really have depression that much anymore. It comes and goes, but it's been way better. But I think like the depressive states I was in definitely helped me create really good music once I was like, okay. It's hard for me to make music in those depressive states because I'm going through it. But then once I'm out of it, I can really express what I was feeling in that moment.
Is it starting to get easier for Dylan, the artist, to write about those personal things?
100%. It's never been hard. I don't think. I don't think it's ever been hard because like I'm a pretty open book, you know. I'm just like I'm not afraid to show emotion to anyone, and I think that's like kind of like a superpower that I have. Like I'll be open whenever. Like I don't care because it could help someone else's problem too, and it helps me getting it out. So it's never been hard because writing was always an outlet for me, especially during like COVID. So it's never really been hard. Like you have like writing blocks for sure, but it's never been hard just to like open up and write it on my notes on my phone and then sing it. never. That's actually, it's healing, if anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit ago about having a very small circle, and I think that was in the previous recording we were doing. You talked about having a really small circle. Who in that circle gives you the validation you need when you are having those writer blocks, when you are feeling stuck in your creative process?
There's one person and one person only. His name is Emig. Emig Bennett. Yeah, that dude's awesome. I met him a while ago, but we didn't start becoming like really good friends after until I graduated college. And yeah, I'll send him. I send two people. Anytime I make a song, I send it to two people, my manager and Emig. And it's just like if I have anything to talk about, he's always down to talk about anything. He lives in New York, so I FaceTime him all the time. But yeah, he's the one person that I think I can like come to for anything, and he just knows what to say. He's like, dude, it's gonna go away, and he just knows what to say every time. So I'm grateful that I have him for sure.
We all need an Emic in our life. We got to get him out to LA. He's got to move.
He already he's not moving. I don't think he like wants to go somewhere, but he was at one of my first shows, so he flew out for sure with my family, which is dope.
Was that just amazing to see that physical support come to life?
Oh, 100%. Just having Emming there was just like a great relief too as well. And it was the first time he met my family, like a lot of them, because like we weren't really friends for that long, and like we only hang out at my other friend's house. So it's like it was cool for them to meet like my best friend and like see everything and have them come together and meet people and meet each other. But yeah, it was definitely a relief, and it definitely showed how much he actually cared for sure. And even when I send him songs, he's definitely my biggest supporter for sure.
Now I'm
Definitely.
curious, what is his review on this shift that's getting ready to happen in 2026 with your music?
Like he's ready for it. He just gets pissed. Like he's like, when is these songs gonna fucking come out? Because I send him a shitload of songs.
Hell
So
yeah.
he's like, dude, when are these fucking dropping? He's like, you're pissing me off. But the music industry's tough with that. You never know. It's like everything gets pushed back. Shit can change in like a matter of seconds. Like you really never know. Like I told him I'm switching my EP. He's like, are these songs gonna fucking come out, Dylan? He's like, tell me the truth. I'm like, they're gonna come out, Emig. I'm like, don't worry, don't worry. He's pumped about it. He loves the rock stuff, just like that's how he grew up on the rock and pop punk stuff. He loves that. But I think he's definitely ready for this. He knows that my voice sounds better on these songs, and I know that. So I'm definitely ready for this switch because I think it needs to happen and it's meant to be. And I knew I was never gonna be a rock and pop punk for long. I was just waiting for the moment that I got sick of it and wanted to start something new. And I did make acoustic songs here and there because you get bored of doing that stuff. So, but thank God I made those acoustic songs because some of those are gonna be on the EP that's coming out.
Are you and your management already talking about the visualizers that are going to happen in 2026, or is it still too early?
Still too early for visualizers. I have an LA Sucks music video coming out, so that's cool. And then we were planning other music videos for the other songs on the EP, but that EP was scratched. So I think this dude's gonna help me out. I'm gonna tell him that I changed songs, and I think he's gonna help me out with some music videos. And these are definitely gonna be like more emotional. Like I have a song, I think it's gonna be my single after LA Sucks. It's called 37, and it's about waking up at 37 years old and realizing your whole life flashed before your eyes and you didn't get a chance to like chase your dreams. And I think that song definitely speaks to me, and I think that music video is going to be really emotional. It's just going to be like kind of like a sad one, just in your bed, just kind of depressed. Maybe get some makeup on, like I have a beard on, maybe grow a beard just for this music video because I can if I wanted to.
37, waking up, jump out of bed, that's quite enough. Oh, looking back, I didn't know. I was 25, I had a dream, cheering on our favorite sports teams, thinking we could be this way forever, invincible it seems.
Dude, I literally just got covered in goosebumps because just a couple days ago, literally, I was telling my partner how I was going down this rabbit hole of I don't use Facebook, but I got onto Facebook and I was looking up old classmates, and I told him how depressed I got because I was seeing how quickly even just 15 years flew by. And it's so crazy because I'll be 37 next year, and I'm going through that phase of my life right now where I'm realizing if I don't get this shit, everything that I ever wanted to do now, I'm never going to do it. And I cannot live a life that way. I've been a creative my entire fucking life. And so when you said that, I'm literally thinking the number 37 and what that message is so fucking powerful because I think that even younger people, they need to be reminded that that time is going to come. You're going to get to a point where you realize it flashed before your eyes. So fucking do something with it?
100%. I think that's like one realization I had. I was 23, and I was just when I started this, and I was like, I have to go go for it, because if I look back on when I'm 40 and I didn't even try, that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. And I knew I was just, I think I'm hopefully, and I think I am, I know I am just meant for something bigger, you know? I think I was put on this earth to do something different. So, and I'm hoping this song touches a bunch of people, because obviously I didn't write it in my perspective. I wanted to write it in someone else's, you know? It's actually mainly like about my dad. I don't even know if he had dreams, to be honest. I don't think he did. He just wanted to live a normal life. But I kind of like put it in that perspective of him, like having a couple kids growing up, and like you'll hear it in the lyrics, and just your life just goes like this. And I'm hoping it moves people to that, and like realizing, maybe helping the younger generation realize that, like, dude, we have a lot of time. You know, we don't have a lot of time, but we do have a lot of time, and might as well, if you have a dream or something, tackle it now, because next thing you know, boom, you're gonna be 30 years old and you're like, dang, you're stuck in this 9 to 5 job, and you're just like, I don't know where to go from here.
Well, I'm really happy that you're saying this because I do think that it's also such a good reminder to tell yourself that, like, hey, I was meant for something bigger. I was meant to do more. I think that in older generations, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but just in my experience, I feel like we've been told to, like, maybe not dream so big because it's not achievable, because it's not realistic. It doesn't really pay the bills. And I think that a lot of older generations, you couldn't really say things like, oh, I'm just a dreamer, because then it almost comes with a little bit of arrogance. So I appreciate this message so much, because I don't think that it's arrogance when you say I was meant for more. Sometimes, dude, it's a fucking feeling and you can't explain it.
Yeah, you can't explain it. It's in your gut, and definitely, yeah, the older generation. It's just like what we were taught in school too. We're taught in school just to literally just go to college and get a job afterwards. That's the typical life, and most people do live that, and there's nothing wrong with it, you know? A lot of my friends are all in that scenario, but it's just like the older generation, that's how they grew up, and it's like you can't blame them, because like back in the day, it's like singers would pop off just by just getting around and performing, and like they would pop off like this, like out of nowhere, you know? And there was no social media, so back then they didn't have social media, so they're like, they still think it's all luck, but we have social media that can help us get out a little bit, you know. We have definitely a little bit of leverage here, and yeah, they just think it's all luck sometimes, but in this reality, in this generation, it is not. It's like, it's definitely comes with a lot of luck, for sure, but we have leverage with social media to get out there. It takes one person to see you and being like, all right, let's see what this kid can do. Let's invite him out to like a meeting or something and talk to him, you know.
Exactly. And it's also such a good reminder because luck can be a part of it. This is something that has been really new in my life, real quick. It's that talent is not always enough. You can have all the
Not at all.
talent in the world, but, you know, we talked about you being adaptable, you being versatile in regards to dabbling into other ventures in the future, having those options open in the future. It takes more than just talent. And I think that you're the perfect example of that. I feel like specifically for even younger listeners, it's a good reminder that that is not enough. You still have to grind it out. Luck is part of it, but it's not all of it.
Yeah, luck is definitely part of it. I would say hard work beats talent any day of the week. I think talent is literally like 30% of it. Hard work is definitely gonna, most people, like, you feel like a Benson Boone who just found his voice and just skyrocketed. Like, that's some luck and that's some talent right there. He probably works hard, definitely works hard, but it's like, that's the perfect definition of some luck and talent right there. It's like, that's what he was like born to like do. Like, it was already planned out. All of our lives are planned out, but like his was just like, boom, you know, right when he did American Idol. But I think you gotta work hard, you know. I think the luck comes from working hard. The universe gives you what you want when you're ready for it, and I think you build and grow as you work hard, you know. And you just gotta just keep going, basically, and that's it. And I think hard work beats talent, and then it leads to luck. You just gotta let the universe know that you're ready.
Totally. Is Dylan ready for everything the universe is ready to give him in 2026?
100%. Yeah. But let's say, like, you never know. Like, you're not always ready, you know? It's just like, if an opportunity presents itself, I'm there. But it's just like, you never know when it's gonna hit. And I always just want to make sure that I'm just always at least like 90 to 100, like 100%, you know? Just ready for whatever conversation I need to have. If I need to go perform somewhere tomorrow, like, I just want to make sure that I'm ready at like all times. So I'm definitely prepared for it. Do I know what's gonna come? I have no clue. But I'm definitely, one thing I know is that I'm just gonna keep working hard and I'm not gonna stop.
Well, this is how I know you are going to get everything you want out of this, Dylan, because your answer is so perfect. Because it's not about being ready to accept it, it's about being ready to accept the unexpected, for all the twists and turns that life's going to give you. You said it so perfectly. You don't know what that's going to be, but you know you'll be ready to grind it out when the time comes. And that is how I know you're going to make it, dude. Thank you so much for giving me your time multiple times today.
100%, man. Thank you for having me. You asked great questions, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Of course. And listen, if you get that Michelob deal in the future, you're welcome. Okay.
My manager's not with the alcohol, but once I get out there a little bit more, I'll be like, if they offer me a deal, I'm taking it, dude. Like for sure.
Look, maybe they'll do like a non-alcoholic version. I know that's like in the come up right now. It's
Oh yeah, I
non-alcoholic
would love to
beer.
do a non-alcoholic beer and an alcoholic beer. Give people options. I think that's definitely what I would want to do. 100%. Got to give people options.
Look at that. We just added more to the Michelob campaign.
Yeah, we're manifesting it right now.
Exactly. Thank you so much again for your time, Dylan. Please tell everyone where they can find you on socials, music. Tell them whatever it is that you want to tell them before we close it out.
We're thinking about switching my name, but the message that I have for people before I leave is just be nice, be kind, have an open mind, and just live your own life, you know? Be happy, do your own stuff, and don't let other people's opinions get in your way. Don't let politics or anything like the outside world really affect your relationships with people and just like how you view the world, you know? Just remember to be kind, be open, and just one day at a time, you know? One foot in front of the other, and that's really about it.
Hell yeah. And that's exactly what you get when you stay in your own lane and do you. I love it.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Amazing. Thank you so much again for this chat, dude. We'll definitely be in touch, all right?
Awesome. Thank you, man. This was dope. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Of course, we'll be in touch.
Have a great rest of your day, man.
Yes, you as well. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Hey, if you've made it this far, don't forget to follow the socials on the screen or in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next week.